Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing on this Friday morning? This is Reganelite here. Hello, guys. How are you all doing? I hope you're all having a very good week. It is a very, very warm day again today. I hope you guys, if you missed the roundtable last night, do go and check it out. It was a great show last night. Myself, Dave McGuinness, Daily Blase, and One Angry Pagan. I thought it was very, very good, and we definitely got a laugh or two. Had a couple of laughs or two about stuff as well, talking as well, which I think is really needed when it all feels like doom and gloom around us as well. But thank you for those who came out to last night's roundtable. If you haven't seen it, do go check it out. It's on the home tab. If you guys if you missed the live stream, highly recommend it. It was a great show, and we had a really good time. And don't be surprised if we come together to do another show again, the three of us. I think. But next month's one, I plan on getting a couple of other different guests next month. So I've already reached out to one or two, and hopefully I will get a response soon. I've already got the date settled. I just need confirmation of one or two guests before I give anything away. But welcome to a Good Morning with Reganelite. It is Friday morning, the 15th of August at 2025. Just gone 11 o'clock in the morning here UK time. And we are dual streaming live on youtube.com/Reganelite. We're also on twitch.tv/Reganelite1 as well. So if you're on Twitch, feel free to say hello in the chat. Or if you're on YouTube, you can always switch over there. And you can have the chat all to yourself if you wanted to there. Honestly, you don't have to as well there. And for those here on YouTube, if you can, hit that like, share and subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated as well. Just gonna run down who's in the chat, and then I'll just let you guys know what we go through on the show here. And we only go for an hour. We don't go past 12 o'clock, just for reference as well. So good morning to Stratro Hosty, good to see you there, hope you are doing well. Avriel Lamb, good to see you there, hope you are doing well. Good morning Alston Keir, one of our moderators, how are you doing, buddy? Hope you are doing well, good to see you here. Mithril, good morning my friend, hope you are doing well. James Connolly, good to see you there, hope you are doing well. Thanks for popping in, much appreciated. Yes, it was an excellent live stream last night. Yeah, it was a great live stream. Thank you so much for the £2 super chat, thank you for that, really appreciate it. Good day to you, Scott, hope you are doing well. Destry, I hope I said your name right. Good morning to you. I hope you are doing well, and anybody else who may be lurking in the chat there. So just before we get started, I was just going to give you guys an update on Dolly. We'll look at the daily quota, we'll look at the weather, and then we'll have a look at see what the news has been covering. We're going to be looking at all sorts, a bit of UK, a bit of world, a bit of America. So we'll mix it up today, guys. So quickly update on Dolly. How's Dolly doing today? I literally just gave her some treats. She's literally just round the corner at the bottom of the stairs from here. She's fine. She's okay. She's a little bit more moving a little bit things around the house a little bit more. Jasper has been an absolute pain in the arse because he's been meowing outside the front door, which we can't let him through. Because he'd been trying to get in. Basically, he wants to meet her, which we're not ready to do that yet. We'll probably do it either tomorrow or Sunday, probably Sunday, more likely, because we want everyone to be here kind of when it happens. Because even though that they've kind of picked up each other's scent and all that kind of stuff, we're not ready to introduce them just yet. The other thing, people, as well, is that we haven't had Dolly. Had a microchip replaced as well, which we need to make sure we get that done, because otherwise Dolly won't be able to go out in the cat flap as well, so we need to sort that out as well. She did her business finally yesterday. We were worried about that. She finally did it in the tray, and she is eating and drinking to a certain extent as well. And last night I encouraged Dolly. So Dolly in the middle of the night actually came onto the bed. I encouraged her onto the bed while me and my partner were sleeping, and believe it or not, Dolly was literally sleeping between the two of us for a couple of hours last night. She wasn't there when I woke up in the morning, so I think she moved up, and she got onto the windowsill as well. That's something she hadn't done as well. She moved up to the windowsill so she could see outside for the first time as well, which was a nice step. So progress being made on Dolly, that is for sure there. So let's have a look at today's daily quota. Also, I should talk about the schedule as well. I'll let you guys know at the end of the show what the scheduling is for next week as well. So today's daily quota is from Van Morrison here on the 15th of August. Here it is, just for reference, so you guys know that I never make them up, so you know what they are before I even say it. So, smell the sea and feel the sky, and let your soul and spirit fly. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly. Very nice one. Very nice one. Oh, tomorrow's one from Joyce Miser is a very nice one. Unfortunately, I can't share it with you guys because it's not Saturday, and I don't do Saturday live streams, so I'm really sorry, guys. If you want to see tomorrow's and Sundays, you're going to have to follow me on social media or join the Discord channel, and I'll post them there. So let's dive straight into the weather, guys. So it is... Let's do the local weather first before we look at the rest of the weather. We'll have a look at Europe as well, which is kind of interesting as well. So as of right now in London today, it is currently 24 degrees. Sunshine all day until sunset at 8:22 p.m. is when the sun will set tonight. Temperatures will reach as high as 29 degrees. Going to be very, very hot indeed. So that is a forecast for today in London. Saturday today in London, tomorrow in London, sunny with clouds at 26 degrees. Sunday, sunshine all day at 25 degrees. Monday, sunshine with some clouds at 24 degrees. Tuesday, cloudy all day at 25 degrees. Wednesday, a big dip in temperatures from 25 to 21 degrees. Thursday, cloudy all day at 20 degrees. Friday's forecast at 21 degrees next week. Saturday next week 21, Sunday next week 21. So it looks like temperature's going to dip next week during the wrestling weeks, which I'm going to be going to as from the looks of it here locally in London. So that's interesting there to say the least. Let me just put the chat up here on the phone so I can see. So let's go to the BBC weather here. So this is today at 7 p.m. UK time here specifically. These are the current temperatures as you can see in Europe. So you have pretty much most of Europe is feeling the heat. Madrid 36 degrees. That is very, very warm for them there. You have Zagreb 29, Vienna 30, and obviously Berlin 29, Paris 29, Brussels 26. These are some of the temperatures expected today in certain parts of Europe is what they are forecasting. Oslo 20 there, Reykjavik 12 there in Iceland. Just wanted to add that in there. Right, so but what's happened? What are the temperatures like right up close here? 26, 27, 28 degrees south of England here, 24, 22, Portsmouth, Brighton respectfully there. You can see in the Midlands again, 27, again, very, very warm temperatures. Down in southwest of here, 26, 25 degrees, obviously right on the edge there, 21, they're a little bit less. But it's still very, very warm weather in Wales. You can see their temperatures 20 there. But north of Wales is a lot less there, 18, 19, 20, so it's not as bad. Not as bad as other parts there of Wales there. But Midlands there, 20 from 23 to 25, some at 26 there. Very warm there. Kingsley on Norwich 20 there, so they're not going to feel it as much. Reportedly at 7 o'clock today. 23, 19 degrees. East of England here, northeast of England there, you can see temperatures are quite low for them. 19, 17 degrees is what they're forecasting there. Southport, Wigan, 19, 20 there, but obviously in centre, Leeds there, like 24, it's still going to be quite warm. So we move into from the north of England to the south of Scotland there, 20, 21 degrees in certain parts of Scotland here, 17, 18, Glasgow and Edinburgh, 20, 21 respectfully there, Dunfermline, 19, Dunbar, 18, Oban, 18 there, Fort Williams, 19, Dundee, 18, Stonehaven and Aberdeen are 16, 15 respectfully there. Inverness 19 degrees. So temperatures for Friday for today later on in the evening is not too bad. If we look at Saturday, this is Saturday 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Forecast temperatures at the moment, what they're predicting here, 17, 17, 19 respectfully. 16, 18 respectfully temperatures there. Fort Williams 21, a little bit warmer in Fort Williams, but other parts there much below the heat waves that people have been feeling down the south of England. Oban 20 there, Dunfermline 18, Glasgow and Edinburgh 20, 18 respectfully there. Not too bad temperatures at all for the Scots. Moving from the south of Scotland into the north of England here, you can see 19, 20 degrees. Temperatures starting to dip a little bit warmer, as you can see there. Still not too bad in some parts of tomorrow, but some are still going to be feeling it to a certain extent. At 24, I still think 24 is very, very warm. Obviously, it's not as high as the likes of 28 and 30, obviously, but it's still going to be very, very warm nonetheless in some parts. North of Wales is going to be quite warm as well. You can see 22, 23 degrees. If I go to the south of... Whoa! Decided to jump on its own accord there. That was interesting. 23, 25 degrees there in Wales. In the Midlands here, not too bad temperatures. 23, 22 degrees is what they're forecasting here. 21 there in the east of England there. Colchester 23. And then south of England there, Brighton, Portsmouth 22, 22, Bournemouth 23. And you can see, like again, in the Midlands here, 25, 26. Yeah, that's very, very warm temperatures. But in other parts, obviously, you can see out on the outskirts, 2019. Plymouth still 23. It's still going to be very, very warm for them there. Let's switch gears. This is Sunday's temperatures. Sunday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon is what they're forecasting at the moment. Still very warm temperatures. Not as bad as some of the other couple of days that we've been experiencing, such as today's temperatures, for example. But 20, 21 degrees. Again, temperatures roughly around about the same, pretty much in most parts of England here. We can see from those temperatures there, not too much change in temperatures for the Sunday. 22, 21 degrees in parts of Wales. North of Wales, 20, 21, 22 there. It's not too bad. Heading into the Midlands here, we can see 21, 22, maximum 20 to 23 in some parts of the Midlands there of England. So again, it is warm, but not as bad as other parts, I would say there. So that's not too bad. Kings Leon and Norwich, east of England there, 21, 20, this 21 there degrees there, just respectfully. Moving a bit further up into the north of England, you can see east of England there, Hull 19, Horsey 18 there, so not too bad temperatures for them. On the west side of the north of England there, Blackpool, Preston at Southport 22, 23 degrees there, Leeds 22, 22, Castleford 22 there, a bit more further up north into the north of England into the south of Scotland, 19, 20 degrees here. Dumfries 22, Hagwick 21, Ayr 22, Glasgow and Edinburgh 22, 20 respectively, Dunbar 18, Dunfermline 21 degrees there. No forecast of any rain from the looks of it as well. Good morning, Scott. Scott, good to see you. Scott Hayes, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. Oban at 21 there. Fort Williams 24. Very warm for a Sunday in Fort Williams there. Stonehaven and Aberdeen at 17, 18 respectively there. In Inverness at 21 there. And then finally, just go before we look at the news. This is Monday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is what Monday's temperatures are forecasting. I will be here for Monday's live stream for this for the morning show, but I'll talk about the schedule next week in a bit. So I will be here for a live stream for that. Fort Williams 24. This is a Monday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon is what these temperatures are forecasting here. I've just scrolled over. Oban 22, Glasgow and Edinburgh 19, 21 respectively. Dundee 19 there. Ayr 22 there. South of Scotland 22, 20 in some parts. Into the north of England there 20, 18. 22 some places. Again, not too bad temperatures. They are all not too bad. Could have been a lot worse there. Some parts obviously very warm, 23 there, but not as warm as it can be. So they're not too bad there. Hull 19 there on the east side there. Sheffield 20, Lincoln 20 there. Boston 19 there. Crewe 23, a lot warmer. Heading into Wales here, we got 22, 23 degrees. So temperatures not too bad at all. Could be a lot worse in much higher temperatures, but in the south of Wales a little bit more. I'd say 1 or 2 degrees more perhaps. There 23 degrees in some parts. There 21, 22, 23 there. It's not temperatures like the 20. If it goes over 25, that's when it's really bad. I feel that's when you're really going to struggle. But the 20s and the 21s, they're not too bad. Yes, it is still very warm, but it's not as bad, I would say. There. Kings Lynn 20, Norwich 20, Dis 21 there, east of England, Midlands there 22, maximum temperatures 23 in some parts as well. You can see London 22 there as we looked at earlier. Hastings, Brighton, Plymouth 20, 21, 21, Bournemouth 22 there. Yeovil 23 there, Glastonbury 24. Other parts there in the south of England 22, 21 there. It looks like there's a spot of shower. Is that going to come? That is probably going to hit some parts of the UK overnight there, but we'll have a look at that on Monday there. But just have a quick look. You can see the temperatures for Monday afternoon. For Monday afternoon is what they're forecasting currently, but obviously they are subject to change because the weather apps obviously do consistently update here and there for us. Today would have been my parents' 62nd wedding anniversary. Sorry that they're not here, Mithril. 62 years, wow. I'll just throw it actually reminds me of my mother's side grandparents. They were married for 80 plus years, and they got a card from the Queen on their 80th anniversary, because that's what the Queen does. If you've been married for 80 years, you got a card from the Queen, and they got a card from the Queen to celebrate for their as part of their being married for 80 years, which is an astonishing thing. I think anyone who has anniversaries, wedding anniversaries, to been together as long as them are quite a remarkable achievement. Because like every relationship, you have your ups and downs. You always have your ups and downs, guys. Right, let's go straight into the news. I'm not going to start with the Independent, and I'm not going to start with AP News, and I'm not going to start with Al Jazeera. I'm going to mix it up, you guys. We are going to mix it up. I'm going to start with the Independent here, guys. And we're going to go from that to ABC News and a couple of others before we look at the usual ones we normally look at. Switching things up a little bit today. So this is the Independent under UK politics. So Angela Rayner's demanding rights for Britons to stop working during the heat waves. I might cover this. I'm probably going to cover this in a video. But let me just give my initial... I'm going to cover this in a video probably. But I'm going to give my initial thoughts on this. I think this should be... This is definitely something that needs to be looked at. If there cannot be adequate, if you are, depending on what the job is, because there are certain jobs where they can work during the heat waves. If they're like, for example, if you're working in a shop or in a retail shop where they have air conditioning and the air conditioning is suitable and the temperatures are not too bad, then it's okay. But obviously there are certain temperatures, like for example working outdoors. If the temperatures are very, very excessive, then obviously their well-being is obviously being put under risk here. So I do believe that there needs to be something done here when it comes to looking after our workers all across the whole of the United Kingdom when it comes to heat waves and how we can best secure it. I don't think it's as big as an issue right now in Scotland, I would say, or in Northern Ireland, as opposed to England and Wales, respectively, because of the temperatures that they feel is much less than what we feel. Especially when these temperatures hit as high as 30 degrees in sometimes in parts of England and Wales, it could be very, very brutal. Those kind of temperatures, obviously, I do feel that, hold on, we need to do something to make sure that we are protecting people here. And we know that people do die of heat stroke because of these heat waves as well, unfortunately, especially people of older generations as well. So I do think that this is definitely... I'm glad that someone is calling this out, but I know that there's been talk about this in the past as well. There's been talk about doing something about workers' rights during certain temperatures and heat waves as well. I do think that's something that needs to be talked about a lot more as well. Good morning, John. Good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. Another story here as well from the Independent here. A rise in no-fault evictions despite Labour's pledge to ban them. So Labour said in its election manifesto it would abolish Section 21 eviction notices immediately upon election, but the legislation is still progressing through Parliament. Yeah, so why are they holding up on this? Well, I think the main reason, I think we've already discussed it already. I don't think it's a case of... I think the problem is that Labour have a lot of landlords. In fact, too many landlords. And they are obviously dragging their feet on this one, which is very, very problematic indeed. This needs to have been done yesterday, not 5 Not in a year's time. Now, obviously, an argument could be saying, well, there are other priorities. Yes, the cost of living crisis is obviously a major priority. I accept that, and unfortunately, migration and immigration is obviously a subject that will not go away because of the right-wing press. However, obviously, still people are finding themselves getting kicked out of rental accommodations, and we also had that story about the Labour MP, who was a homelessness minister, allegedly kicking out tenants, and then putting it back on the market and raising it by £700 or whatnot. So, yeah, this needs to happen soon. This is dragging on for too long. And I do think there's a lot of lobbying from the Landlords Association as well as Labour MPs who are landlords as well. Even though they say on front face that they're all for this, I do believe that they are watering down on this. I really do. Starmer and Zelensky, strong resolve to secure Ukrainian peace ahead of Trump's Putin talks, which will take place today. Witchy Goth, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well, guys. Make sure you check out Witchy Goth's YouTube channel. And that just reminds me, actually, because you're here, I need to obviously sort something. I'm just writing this down to remind myself, guys, because these Witchy Goth and chat sticky notes, they really do come in handy. That's to remind me to get in touch with you, Witchy. It's to remind me to get you in touch with you. Starmer and Zelensky unite on a strong resolve to secure just peace in Ukraine ahead of Trump and Putin talks. Donald Trump said he will push for a ceasefire when he meets Vladimir Putin in Alaska. This is obviously very good imagery. Obviously, Keir Starmer has been pretty much very strong in support of Ukraine. This is, I'd say, one of in terms of the international stage, one of his strongest points as Prime Minister. Obviously, his weakest is obviously what's happening in the Middle East, in particular Gaza and the West Bank. But in terms of Ukraine, I think I think Labour have stepped up a lot more than the Conservatives have on the matter. But even with this meeting here, it's not going to. I don't know how much, if anything, is going to change about what's going to happen with the meeting today between Putin and Trump. Even if it happens, because here's the thing, guys, it might not even happen. And I said this last night. It's still entirely possible that Putin may chicken out and send his foreign minister as well. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised whatsoever here. So yeah, strong, secure peace ahead of the summit between the two. Meeting at number 10. Mr. Trump and the Russian president due to meet in Alaska on Friday today. Yet the pair will try to decide to end the war themselves, leaving Ukraine exclusive and putting Europe's future security in jeopardy there. And remember, both these guys, Putin and Trump, obviously just want, for them, money plays a lot of it as well as power and influence, all that kind of stuff. So it's not, whatever is going to come out of it, it's not going to be, in my opinion, beneficial to Europe and Ukraine. What else have we got here? UK exports to US plummet in the wake of Trump's tariffs. What a surprise. I don't think anyone is anyone surprised by this. Sales were £2 billion lower in 3 months compared to the same quarter last year, the British Chamber of Commerce has warned. The 13.5% fall comes despite a much lauded US-UK trade agreement designed to protect businesses from the worst of the added cost. Businesses are now facing calls to secure part of the deal that is still very much outstanding on steel and aluminium, which still have a 25% levy imposed on exports in the US. The wider tariffs have seen a 10% slap on the goods from most UK sectors ranging from food and drink to chemicals, the British Chamber of Commerce has said. Comparing the goods exported in the 3 months to June with the same quarter a year ago, the BCC said sales were £2 billion lower, a drop of 13.5% year on year. The group said the exports of road vehicles have fallen by a whopping 29%, while chemical exports fell by 24%. The findings come as new official figures also show that the uncertainty caused by the tariffs, as well as other factors such as tax increases, means that overall UK economic growth slowed in the second quarter of this year. The Office for National Statistics said gross domestic product GDP grew by 0.3% of the quarter after 0.7% growth in the first 3 months of the year. However, figures were stronger than 0.1% level widely expected by economists. I honestly don't think anyone should be surprised by this. I think this was always going to happen once the tariffs were going to kick in. And it just means that we have to find markets elsewhere. Well, it's already difficult enough as it is, thanks to Brexit. Now, thanks to Trump's tariffs, it's going to make businesses even harder for us, British businesses, especially, and it's going to be trying to be more aligned and trying to be working more cooperatively with non-EU countries, with Africa, Asian, and South American countries. However, there's a little caveat with all of them, for all the Brexiteers talking about us doing and arranging trade agreements and business deals with all these countries and nations outside the European Union and the United States of America. There's a cost to all that. There's a cost that comes to all of that. So that will be still problematic as well. And cost of money and time to get products from A to B in some cases as well. UK scales back for 30,000 troops resurgent forces in Ukraine. Labour fails to rule out annual tuition-free rise to boost universities. Robert Jenrick claims migrants threw bottles at him at a France camp. No plans to change unfair student loans, the education secretary admits. Yeah, still people complain about it. I don't have any sympathy for landlords. I really don't. Because it's a passive income for them. They're not. It's not proper work. Respectfully. Woman dies after 10-minute power cut during a heart surgery. Oh my god. 10-minute loss of power means surgeons were unable to use vital equipment. Was undergoing a procedure to treat heart disease on the 7th of September when suddenly and unexpectedly loss of electricity to the treatment room meant surgeons were unable to use vital equipment, the coroner report states. The power loss came as surgeons were aiming to repair a tear in the artery caused during the operation, something the coroner recognised as rare but recognised complication of the procedure. The outage, which lasted for 10 minutes, meant the surgical team could not use real-time x-rays, which were required to insert the stents, mesh tubes and insert into the blood vessels to hold them open. Once the engineer arrived, the standing was then completed. However, the report by Paul Smith, senior coroner for Greater Lancashire, states that Miss Dye's failure to recover to her death was confirmed. On the balance of properties, Miss Dye would have survived but for the loss of electricity power, Mr. Smith said. There is no clear clause that the loss of power was identified, he said, adding that the fault within the circuitry was suspected but not established to the required standard. The report also warns that the investigation revealed electrical systems in the hospital may be cause for concern. In my opinion, there's a risk that future deaths could occur unless action is taken, Mr. Smith said. Why are hospitals not... Do you know what? If I'm going to be absolutely straight, why... And somebody can tell me in the comments if this is true. Why does not hospitals have have backup generators? Why do we not have backup generators in case of emergencies like this, so that if somebody needs these dive, like if the power goes, they have a backup generator. If the main grid goes down or something like that. I'm not sure if that's a factor into this, but it does raise me some questions here. But obviously they said that it's also possible the electrical systems in the hospitals particular, and this ties into the argument that people that I've been making and others have been making about the needs to renovate, to reinvigorate obviously hospitals, because the structure on them is the infrastructure on them needs redoing, and we know that some hospitals I believe still have RIAC retro orthogonal concrete, which is obviously extremely dangerous. And I don't know how much progress that has been made since under Labour government, but we know money has been put aside for that. Person impersonator, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. So I think that's a situation that needs to be resolved, especially when it comes to matter of life and death. Migrant hotel is feeding ground for unrest, says council seeking a ban. September 2025 benefits and pension payment dates. Moments, suspect rams quad bike into police and narrowly misses officer. Jesus, I do not want to click that. Woman charged with assault after a migrant walked into her flat. Woman charged with assault after a migrant from Canary Wharf Hotel walked into her flat. 22-year-old woman has been charged with assaulting a security guard at a hotel housing migrants after one of its residents allegedly walked into her flat in the Isle of Dogs. The man who allegedly walked into the home has now has now also been arrested on suspicion of assault, the Metropolitan Police has said. Police said in an earlier statement that he had entered the property through an open door, having been followed by a group of men on the street. Footage circulating on social media on Wednesday appeared to show a man entering the property after being told to go back to the hotel. The man in his early 20s was later detained by members of the public nearby on Wednesday. Chandler Oscars, 22, who was an occupant of the flat that was entered and was arrested on Wednesday evening, has since been charged with a number of offences. In an update on Friday, the Met said it's now been charged with possession for an offensive weapon, affray, assaults on an emergency worker, common assaults, and possession of cannabis. The affray and common assaults charge relate to an altercation at the Britannia Hotel in Canary Wharf later on Wednesday evening, the police had said. The alleged victim of the assault is a security guard at the hotel, which has been the focus of protests in recent weeks. After carrying out inquiries, police also arrested the man in the Hackney area on suspicion of common assault in the early hours of Friday morning. We can confirm that this is the man who allegedly entered the flat, a statement from the force said. He remains in police custody. Okay, so what's my initial thoughts on this? Okay, so there's a couple of things. So, obviously we have to wait and hear the case out. There's no video or photo evidence of this, but obviously the fact that the allegation is obviously now the woman has been charged with assault after assaulting after a migrant allegedly entered her flat. Now, if the migrant entered her flat, then obviously this guy needs to be spoken to and telling. Because what this guy has done is given more fuel and ammunition to the right-wing media, which is not helping right now as well. But if the woman did what is being charged with assault after basically, I'm assuming that she was berating outside the hotel, demanding to speak to the person or something, or apprehend them or whatever, and she took her frustration out on someone at the hotel after what happened. I'm assuming that is my assumption. I don't know the full context. But does she have a right to be very upset? Yes, absolutely. If it is true that that the migrant entered her flat, it's very, very concerning indeed. Yeah, she's been charged with assaulting a security guard at the hotel housing migrants after one of its residents allegedly walked into her flat. We have to stress that there is an allegation from her. So I think that context is really, really matters there, guys. So let's, like I said, we were switching things up today, weren't we? Let's have a look at ABC News. So stories from America. What are we hearing here from America? Trump-Putin summit live updates, as they would. Texas Democrats get boost from Obama for blocking GOP restricting plans. What did Obama do? Oh, he just sent them a video message then. Former President Barack Obama on Thursday joined a virtual meeting with Texas House Republicans who left the states. Please don't play the video. To deny Republicans the ability to pass. I told you not to place it. The ability to pass newly downed GOP favourable congressional maps, cheering on their efforts and stressing their work to come at a critical time in the fight against partisan gerrymandering. ABC News is first to report on its meetings and its content. We can't let a systematic assault on democracy just happen and stand by. And so, because of your actions, look at your courage. What you've seen in California is California responding, and other states looking at what they can do to offset this mid-decade gerrymandering. Obama told Texas legislators as they gathered in Illinois, basically saying, "I'm rooting for you guys. We got to keep up the good fight." That's a terrible accent of Obama, but allegedly you can go along those lines pretty much there. Hunter Biden escalates rift with Melania Trump over Jeffrey Epstein allegations. Man accused of throwing sandwich at CPT agent in DC was a Department of Justice employee, Bondi says. Okay. California will move forward with restricting votes to counter Texas, Newsom has said there. Teen missing for 1 week after going on vacation in Florida, found dead, says sheriff. Absolute terrible. My heart goes out to the friends and family of the lost one there. Fake news, he was followed after the incident, after the woman chased him. Another story being downplayed. Again, I don't know the full context. I've only seen it from the Independent. Obviously, again, like I said, it's an allegation, and regardless of things, you have to take the allegations seriously. The police have to follow up on it. Parents could face jail time for kids' misconduct. Fourth person dies in Legionnaires' disease outbreak. State sues Roblox over alleged foul protection. What's this over them? Louisiana Attorney General Miscos is suing Roblox, alleging that the online gaming platform is allowing sexual predators to victimize kids. I hope not. Louisiana sued the online gaming platform Roblox on Thursday, alleging the widely popular site has been perpetrated particularly in an environment where sexual predators thrive, unite, and hunt and victimize kids. Based on what, exactly? The lawsuit filed in state court by Louisiana General Liz Murray alleges that Roblox has failed to implement effective safety measures to protect children users from adult predators. Due to Roblox's lack of safety protocols, it endangers the safety of the children, and Louisiana Murray said in its news release. Roblox is overrun with harmful content and child predators because it prioritizes user growth, revenue, and profits over child safety. The company has faced lawsuits and backlash for not doing enough to protect kids on its gaming service. Last month, a lawsuit was filed in Illinois after a 13-year-old girl was allegedly introduced to an adult predator on the platform, then kidnapped and trafficked across multiple states and raped. Jesus. In Louisiana, Livingston Parish Sheriff Jason Ard said his office had multiple cases involving Roblox. In one, police alleged a man using voice alternative technology to pose as a girl on the platform. Ard said there has yet to be any arrest made related to the gaming site. Ultimately, Merrill says she believes that Roblox should be shut down. An email seeking comment was to be sent on company on Thursday. The free online gaming platform has more than 111 million monthly users. Its website describes Roblox as the ultimate virtual universe that lets you create, share experience with friends, and be anything that you can imagine. It doesn't allow users to share video, images in chats, and tries to block any personal information such as phone numbers. However, as with other gaming platforms and social media with similar policies, people find ways around such safeguards. Yeah, they do. Zero tolerance policy. Doesn't allow children under 13 to chat with other users outside the game unless they have explicit parental permission, because the platform does not encrypt private chat conversations. Company can monitor and moderate them. However, Murphy said there is no age minimum or substantial age verification process once a user signs up. As a result, young children, teens, and adults posing as children can sign up, she said. Company said on its website that age verification is a new feature that is currently testing on Roblox. Last month, it launched a feature that required teenagers aged 13 to 17 send a video selfie to verify its ages. If they wanted to chat freely with people they know they call trusted connections. Amid mounting criticism in recent months, the company has implemented additional measures that said it will keep their young users safe. In August, Roblox told AP it was rolling out artificial intelligence systems to help detect early signs of possible child endangerment, such as sexual language. Roblox said the system led to submit 1,200 reports in potential attempts at child exploitation in the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in the first half of 2025. This story here just screams mass panic for me. This story here. Like, if they are not safe, then it needs to be shut down. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if this it should not happen at all. Never mind, you know, it should be shut down. I think it should be shut down. I think it's too dangerous. I think it's far too dangerous. Especially, like, it sounds like to me the safeguards are nowhere near strong enough that anyone can impersonate. Anyone can impersonate. And I think it's just not strong enough. Lots have been caught using Roblox to groom kids, at least 40 caught in a sting. But it's the website. They need to toughen it up. Like, they need to toughen it up. And you know what else I think they should be doing? I generally think they should do is perhaps maybe like some websites, in order for accounts to be created, they have to show their face, facial recognition. Show their face, show who they are. You know how they do with the adult websites now, because of the Online Safety Act. I don't know how you can do it with kids or whatnot, but they need to do something. Like they basically need to get like personal data There needs to be something. There needs to be something there. I'm not sure if it can work allegedly though, because the thing is, like, you can't ask a child to do that. But I think every single person. But I think there needs to be something. There needs to be something there, and obviously more needs to be done within the platform itself. Yes, obviously create safeguards when people are creating accounts, but within the system, obviously. I don't know enough about Roblox, but something needs to be done about that. You know, if I'm a parent, I wouldn't have my children anywhere near it, no matter how obsessed they are with it. I would say no. Like, I would just say flat out, no, you can't go in it. Like, I don't care if all your friends have it. I don't care if you hate me. Like, no. Like, I don't want you anywhere near that website. Like, I would be very much against my children going anywhere near a website like this, especially of people who have already followed into this. I really does scare me. Just realised we've got about 17 minutes. Just for a reminder, guys, that we do we only go as far as 12 o'clock for those who are new here. So this is from CNN. This is the world tab here. Israel says it's in talks with several countries about taking in displaced Palestinians. European strikes upbeat note after Trump hears them out at Putin summit demands. I'm still not 100% totally on board. Baby Shark copyright battle. We've looked at that already yesterday or day before already. So on there. Sudden heavy rain in India's Kashmir leaves dozen deaths, more than 200 missing. Jesus. Hundreds hit by food poisoning in Indonesia after eating free school meals. What on earth happened there? More than 360 people fell ill in India out of school of Sangin in central Java after consuming school lunches. The official said on Thursday in the largest food poisoning case to hit the flagship free meal program. Since its launch in January, the free school meal program has been marred by mass food poisoning cases across the archipelago, affecting over 1,000 people. Over 1,000? What's happened then? 365 people fell ill and food samples were being tested in the lab. The government will pay for any medical treatment if needed. Who's supplying the food? That's where you need to be asking the question. After headaches and diarrhea had been diagnosed with food poisoning, seen schoolmates. Right, who's responsible? The light contaminated lunch was rice, almond ribbons, fried cucumber lettuce, slice of apple milk distributed to several schools. We've asked to temporarily stop the food distribution from the kitchen until the lab results are back. Government's National Nutrition Agency, which oversees the program, has raised the standards of kitchen operations in the aftermath of previous food poisonings. Well, obviously the food standards are not good enough. They need to raise them then, even more. They're obviously not on top of it, because you just had 365 people causing food poisoning here. Like, I'm all for the free meal program. I'm all for it, but not if it keeps giving them food poisoning. The free meals program has been rapidly expanded. Over 15 million recipients so far. Authorities plan to reach 83 million by the year's end, budgeting a total cost of 171 trillion. That's $10.62 billion this year. In a food poisoning case in the city of West Java on Monday, more than 200 students fell ill, and a lab found the food was contaminated with Salmonella and E. coli bacteria, according to media reports. Clearly, where the food is being made is not safe for them. So the companies and the people working with this, clearly the food is not safe for consumption. Trump has vowed to free Jimmy Lai. A Hong Kong court is about to decide the media mogul's fate. As South Korea's population falls, its military shrinking rapidly. Is that a problem as North Korea ramps up its forces? Yeah, well, it's been said numerous times that South Korea's population is declining. We know that's been happening for a while. Some of these stories are quite old. US to return fire. Mexico 500-year-old manuscript. Yeah, we saw that story on Wednesday, I believe. US warship sails vicinity disputed Shah, where the South China Sea collided there. Let's have a look at the front page of CNN. We'll see what it's saying. Putin won't mess around me in Alaska, says Trump. 10-year-old chess prodigy becomes the youngest female player to defeat the Grand Master. Fascinating. 10-year-old. Wow. Why should we care more about the most unfairly treated animals on Earth? All animals should be looked after. Kremlin negotiator discusses US-Russian relations. Map shows key regions in Ukraine that Putin wants. Where we know that Donetsk is the one that he wants more than anything. Anything else here? Global plastic trees ends in failure. Yep. A human-made volcano ignites every summer and sends choking pollution into nearby neighborhoods, apparently. It's under climate and extreme weather there. Tropical storm Erin could soon become the Atlantic's first hurricane of the season. And rabbit with horns. We saw that story on, was it yesterday or day before? Rabbit with horns, apparently. Yeah, it's a very, very odd, isn't it? Never thought I'd be saying that. Rabbit have horns now. Let's have a look at the BBC, you guys. So this is BBC. Henley says Trump, Putin talks may be the first steps to peace. Don't get my hopes up. I'm not jumping on the gun like you are, but I think it's because he's a minister. He has to say that. Nigel Farage urges his PM to appoint reform peers to the House of Lords. I'm going to do a video response on this, but my initial response is fuck off. So if you want more, I'll have to do a video on some of that at some point. Government turns to TikTokers to advise on cosmetic surgery abroad. I'm not sure if TikTokers are the right answer there, but okay. Data centers to be expanded across the UK concerns Melts. That's another one I might do as a potential video, but I will just say briefly, it makes sense to expand our data centers, especially as we're moving, as we're supposed to be expanding our technological advances. We need to expand it. Putin must prove he's serious about peace, says Starmer. We'll see about that. BBC apologises after Jenrick accused of xenophobia. Council asked public for the ideas over 15 million shortfall. David Lammy admits fishing without a license on advanced trip. You fucking wally. There. After mass arrests, what happens next with Palestine action ban? Nothing. They're just going to keep arresting them. What challenges will new guidance on ethnicity pose for the police there? Let's have a look at the front of UK. Anything else that we haven't seen? Afghans who details were in UK's data breach at risk from Taliban if deported, Sun tells BBC. More than 18,000 seek universal theme park jobs. That is the new theme park to be built in Bedfordshire, which got approved. Australian who killed UK woman eligible for earlier release after an appeal. And EasyJet plane clips wings at Manchester Airport. How on earth did that happen? Is that where it happened? Two planes have collided on the airfield Manchester Airport. Passengers departed. Flights resumed at the airport following a brief suspension of safety assignments. Felt the home place shuttle was a massive hit. How the hell does this happen? EasyJet can confirm 2 whips of the aircraft came into contact while taxiing the runway at Manchester Airport. Sorry, the guy who was ever on the air traffic controller basically needs the people in the tower. Obviously, they've got questions to answer on that one. Sorry, you do. Like, that should not happen. He found a bomb after a playground and there were 176 more. What? Scott Stevenson began working in January installing new equipment at Scott's Park in Wooler, a town encircled by rolling Cheviot hills. As he was digging his eye caught something in the ground. It was a bit suspicious. It definitely looked like a bomb, but we didn't know if it was live or anything. He remembers a small chuckle. Stephen got in touch with a clerk of Woolwich Council, equally baffling to the authorities. Dealing with suspected bomb at the playground, But we sealed off the site straight away. And obviously, you know, explosive audio disposal team arrived at Camp Gaskin and confirmed it was indeed a bomb from World War II. But thinking it was an isolated find, revelations resumed the next day. And then another device surfaced. As with any building works, evidence of past life discrimination is not uncommon. Wow, so they found more bombs. You got a picture of it? Handheld detectors were used to scan the park and huge amounts of scrap metal was removed. Was removed at 2000. Fascinating. Fascinating there, I will say. Wow. 176 more, that's crazy. Cool spaces provide help as Wales faces heatwave there as well. I just realised that we spent way too much time on some of the other articles. Let's keep moving quickly here. Al Jazeera here. 5 A seekers among 16 Palestinians killed in Gaza since dawn. The day Israeli settlers lynched 2 young men in the West Bank. Trump Putin Alaska summit. Japanese minister visits controversial shrine to mark the end of World War II. Air Canada has cancelled flights as a strike looms. Here's what it means. No more food in northern Nigeria. US funding cuts bite for A groups. I'm going to be a video that will probably be on Rumble, which I will get to which I'll explain at the end of the show before we head out. What the plan is for next week. Just a reminder, guys. South Korea to restore PAC halting military activity in the north. Blackwater founder Eric Priest is to send forces to Haiti to fight gangs. What? Finis Cabal, a security company led by experts, has a contract to battle Haiti's gangs and resolve tax collection. A private security company run by Blackwater founder Eric Priest will send hundreds of fighters to violent racks Haiti to combat the country's gang violence problem and restore its taxing collection system, according to United States media reports. Prince, a controversial figure who's a major donor to Donald Trump, revealed details of a new mission for his company, Vendus Global. In an interview with the Reuters news agency on Thursday, the person with knowledge of his plans also confirmed details to the Associated Press news agency. Prince told Reuters he's expected Venus Global, his US-based private security firm, which provides logistics, infrastructure and defense, will regain control of the gang-held roads and territories in Haiti within about a year. One key measure of success will be when you can drive from Port-au-Prince to Cap-Haïtien in thin-skinned vehicles and not be stopped by gang, he told the news agency. He said the company will also be involved in creating and implementing a system to tax products crossing Haiti's border with Dominion Public once security was restored. This is very ambitious. I've got a funny. I'm very skeptical about this. This is actually a story I'm actually wanting to cover. Just 1 second. Can I actually want to cover this as a separate story at some point. So let me keep that. Just 5 minutes left. A New Delhi garbage mountain becomes heavy heat for India's waste packers. 70 degrees. 70! Assault by Israeli soldiers become a daily reality in West Bank. Yep. How Nigeria's most vulnerable women are leading the fight against polio. We talked about that on Wednesday, I'm pretty sure. So some of those stories there. Let's have a look at the New York Times. Won't be able to open up any articles in the NYC because they're all behind paywalls, just for reference. Everybody is wondering. Russia, Ukraine, Putin, Alaska summit there. Pam Bondi tightens Trump's grip on DC police and names emergency commissioner. I'm going to be doing that as a video and I'll explain in just a moment. Officials clear out DC homelessness camps ahead of expected federal raids. Trump seizes DC police. Critics say he has undercut its ability to fight crime. That does not surprise me. If it actually does the reverse effect, actually. Israeli settlement expansion plan will bury Palestinian statehood, minister vows. The auctioneer and Treasury chief Billy Long's quick fall in at the IRS. Quick, get the win in solar discounts before it's too late. Putin should be careful what he wishes for. Judge blocks White House efforts to defund school with DEI programs. I think I'm covering that in this very article I'm covering separately. Thousands ask Harvard not to give in and pay fine to Trump. HHS resuscitates vaccine safety panel and move anti-vaxxer groups salt. There's money to be made from MAHA food companies want in. For some patients, the inner voice may soon be audible. Treating chronic pain is hard. China's economy slows broadly even as exports keep rising. Draft of US report suggests Kennedy won't push for strict pesticides on food rules. Yes, because of a strike, Air Canada cancelling flights there. They're on strike there. Border Patrol Agency shows up in force at Newsom rally. Margaret Ferdinand, a philosopher of artificial intelligence, dies at the age of 88. Anything else here worth looking at? Not really. I'm going to leave the NYC there. We'll go to The Guardian. But before I go to The Guardian, Alistair, thank you so much for the the I'm going to say £10 super chat, because you gave £10 there in total for super chats there to help reach today's goal. Thank you so much for that. Let me just quickly just do this. Penguin wants to say thank you. Also, hail the Democratic Penguins Republic. Penguin wants to say thank you for your support, Alston. Really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. Right, let's quickly have a look at the Guardian here and see what they're saying here. And then I'll let you guys know before we go. Before we head out after, I'm just going to let you guys know what the plan is for the schedule for next week. Like I said, I will be live on Monday, but the rest is all up in the air, and I'll explain a bit. Palestine action prosecution should be suspended of rights groups. Farage urged Starmer to appoint reform leaders to the House of Lords, to which I replied, fuck off. Putin ready to make Ukraine deal, Trump says. Yeah, Trump says a lot of things. People held under UK's 1 in 1 out asylum deal say they have not heard of it. My summer holiday with JD Vance, age 41 years and a few days, says John Grace. Yeah, I'm not interested. Really not interested. Let's see. Front of UK. Online fashion retailer sharing it. UK sales leaked by a third to more than 2 billion. Well, if it's cheap, then they'll buy it. Kingsmill owners to buy Hovis in 75 million deal to create UK's biggest bread brand. Wow. Abortion drug could help reduce risk of breast cancer, a group of medics say. Teenage boy arrested after death of 13-year-old girl in West Yorkshire. Absolutely terrible. Always terrible to hear stories of loss of life there. So any other stories worth looking at? Probably not there. Right. I did have the Associated Press as well, but and a couple of others, but we're going to leave it here just because we are at 12 o'clock, near 12 o'clock. So guys, I just wanted to let you guys know what the plan is next week. So let me just map things out. So today I am going to try and record the usual stuff for the weekend. So that means you will have Speaking My Mind episode, you have a good news video, and you will have two videos on Saturday, 2 videos on Sunday. You'll have your short videos, the same as not always on the weekend. So content is going to be the same. I'm going to be recording that today. And also, like I said, Friday's now going to have a funny video dropping at 8 AM as well. So it would have dropped already today. There'll be one dropping next Friday as well. And the same next week. The Speaking My Mind episode and the good news videos, they've been scheduled in advance. Yeah, they are. They've been recorded, done in advance. So next weekend is the same as well. As for next week, okay, so the plan right now is I have a live stream Monday at 11 AM. No evening live stream because I'll need that time. No live streams Tuesday because I'm traveling up to Glasgow. No live streams Wednesday because I'm in Glasgow. No live streams on Thursday coming back from Glasgow. No live streams. Possible live stream Friday morning. Possible Friday morning. And I'm saying possible, not certainty. Possible. If I do a live stream on Friday, it will not be at 11 AM. It will be at 8 AM. It'll be at 8 AM if I do one. So if I do a good morning show on Friday, it'll be at 8 AM just for reference. I'm not going to do it at 11 AM because we have a wrestling show to go to later on that day as well. So that's why, though, possibly. So there's a possibility I may do a live stream on Friday morning as well. So you may get 2 live streams next week. You're guaranteed one at least on Monday. As for in terms of content, you won't be getting 4 short videos a day next week from Tuesday onwards, or probably even Monday as well. So you're going basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to record 2 short videos from pretty much from Monday to Monday, pretty much 2 short videos and at least one main video for you guys. So there will be content dropping pretty much from Monday to Monday. Some of the content will get a bit I'll try obviously I won't be up to date with the latest news and whatnot because as you guys know, I'm not only me and my partner going to lots of wrestling shows next week, but my partner is off next week and obviously I want to spend time with her. The downside obviously is because I'm a self-employed YouTuber, the downside for me is when I stop doing the amount of work that I normally do, hurts the channel, hurts my revenue, and unfortunately that's just the reality of it. So that is why I do content for the channel while I'm away. I do have. I am trying to. If I have time, I will record some content for Patreon and Rumble as well. I've made a decision that from now on, guys, Patreon content is going to be is no longer going to be news in the UK. I'm not going to do additional UK content on Patreon. I'm now going to do content specifically for the US, for the United States, long format videos. So like the videos that I do for the UK here on the YouTube channel, like I do on Rumble for Middle East, sometimes Africa there. Patreon is now going to be news from America. So I'm going to be, whether it's covering articles from Associated Press, NBC News, New York Times, and whatnot, that's what I'm going to start doing now. It's not going to be UK, it's going to be specifically American news. I'm going to start that fully from next week, but I'm going to see if I have time, I'll do 1 or 2 videos while I'm away there as well, just for reference. So but I'll be back Monday, guys. I will be back Monday as well, to remind you guys of this. But I want to just say again, if you missed last night's live stream, do check it out. It was really, really good. We had a lot of fun. You'll find it on the home tab. Do check out some other playlists that I have on the channel as well, like the Good News Good Vibe playlist. If you like a good news story, you can find one there as well. And of course, do check out other YouTubers. There's lots of live streams happening today as well. There is the Agenda at 1 o'clock with Graham Hughes and Phil Morehouse on Politics Social. There's Friday Frolics with Daily Blase at 5 p.m. Don't miss that. There will be at 8:30. Max Robespierre will be going live tonight on his YouTube channel as well. At 9:30, there'll be the Politics Social Party, Graham Hughes and a bunch of others on there. So you can do that one late in the evening as well. There may be 1 or 2 other live streams, like No Justice may be going live. Vosh is another one from America. Definitely check out. No Justice is a really great great YouTuber as well. I'd recommend checking out her content as well. Big Mad Studios, keep your eye out for him. He normally does a live stream around on the weekend as well, so keep your eye out for him. Give him some support as well. Big Mad, definitely somebody I want to get on the round table in the future as well. So he's somebody I'm definitely hoping to get at some point as well, guys. Thank you so much, Alston, for the £10 super chat. Enjoy the wrestling coffee funds for when you go out to Glasgow, my friend. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I will do. But obviously, I'll be here Monday, guys. I'll be back live on Monday at 11 o'clock. So join me for that if you guys can. But I'm done with live streams for now. Thank you guys all for coming along. Thank you guys for all your comments. Thank you, Alison Keir, for the super chats. Much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your day to whatever you're doing. It is very, very hot here in England, so please drink plenty of fluids. Do all the usual stuff. Guys, take necessary precautions. If you know people in your communities or areas that are living by themselves, please knock on their door and check on them today, because today is going to be very, very warm. Please check on them, yeah, for their sake. Yeah, if you can do that, please do. And I'll do some community posts, members community posts of our new beloved cat while I'm on holiday. I'll schedule some of them for you guys as well. But just before you guys head out, if you can, hit the like button, be greatly appreciated. Share this across social media. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do check out Rumble and Patreon for exclusive content. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.